Welcome back, everyone. We have a great episode in progress. We're going to go over some important things, and you need to make sure to pay attention here. Make sure to really pay attention here. But yeah, we're going to get into today's episode. Why is Bitcoin going to dump? All right. Well, if we go to our screen here, yes, we are still in this sort of bearish pattern, but this really does not concern us. You guys might be like, why does the charts not concern us too much? Well, if we go over to the other stock markets in the world, we are on HJPX, which is basically Japan's. This is Japan's S&P 500. They are showing some bearish divergence, and when we do see stocks dump, we always see Bitcoin dump. So we are going to be looking at some of these stock charts. I know it's a little bit boring. I know you guys might not want to, but it is very important to pay attention to exactly what these stocks are doing, because it does have an adverse effect on what Bitcoin is doing. Normally we have a dump in the stock market. If it's a significant one, Bitcoin's going to have a significant dump as well. But we do see, by looking in these charts, a few bearish divergences happening. And I do expect Bitcoin to have some pump to the downside. We all know that we're in this giant bubble right now in the stock market, and it's about time that they have some sort of correction. And when that correction does come, right, we're going to be prepared for it. I do not see this exactly happening. Let's say in the next week or so, we could see some sort of major correction in the stock market. I have been following along to it. It's important to understand as well that we need to be prepared, right? We do need to be prepared for any situation that can happen. And stock market right now is not looking too hot. We do have some sort of thing coming up. Okay. All right. So, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. No, I do. I'm just a little bit overworked right now. Give me a second. All right. So, this is the S&P 500 index, and we are looking for some sort of bearish divergence. We did see some happen on the charts. If we break through this 50 EMA, it's exactly as we've been talking about, how these EMAs in this RSI does conclude. We do see divergence here in the MACD and also in the BB. Let me throw on some other indicators. I had a different chart pulled up. Is this one it? So that's why I'm a little lost right now. I had another chart pulled up. I don't think so. All right, I guess we'll just roll. We'll roll with the punches here, okay? But yeah, we are looking into every single one of these, and we do see some sort of major correction coming soon. We do have a little break through this resistance in a few of these exchanges that have been opened. And we need to make sure to really take into consideration that when we do have a dump, we'll do a little comparison here. Here's NASDAQ. We'll pull up NASDAQ. NASDAQ's down 1%. When did we see a large dump, right? When did we see a large dump in the NASDAQ, and what happened to the price of Bitcoin? All right, so if we go to around this May 19th area, we did have some sort of dump. We saw a dump in Bitcoin around that area. If you guys go back into the charts and you look at every single time that we have had a dump in these markets, we've had a dump in Bitcoin. And we are kind of crossing over this EMA area right here, and we could see this push down. We are at the bottom of this channel on the daily chart. It does not look so good. If we go on the 4-hour chart as well, it looks even more bearish. The shorter time frames are looking extremely bearish for these stocks right now. And what happens? Okay, what happens when we see that? We will see a major price correction, right? We will see a major price correction. When the Japanese stock market did open, we did see a 2% drop, and when the Hong Kong exchange opened, we saw a 2% drop. If you really want to get technical with this, okay, so 2% is equal to around 8 to 9% Bitcoin drop on average. I have done the calculations on exactly those types of movements. And we need to make sure to be prepared for if that does happen, okay? It could be a day or two delayed, and we have to see how these markets are going to be doing over the next few days, but you need to be prepared, because we could see these markets fall, which will have an adverse price on crypto. It's important to really keep an open mind on that, and it's also important to follow exactly what is happening in the world. So we do see Bitcoin as of right now kind of consolidated around this area. We are in the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we saw this bearish flag. It broke through it and then bounced back above it, but we still did hit some key levels down here. We did make not too much progress today on the recovery of Bitcoin. We saw this engulfing candle right here get recovered very quickly, and then we saw some sort of push to the upside after that has happened. Need some water. All right, so yeah, what do I see happening if Bitcoin does have this drop, right? This anticipated drop is I do see us going within the next few days. If we do have tomorrow morning will be extremely important because when the New York exchange opens and we see some sort of downwards momentum with some of these stocks, which it is looking like we will, we need to be anticipated for what the repercussions could be in the price action of Bitcoin. I do believe, right, that we'll at least be able to go to this 31 to this 30K area if we do see some sort of downwards momentum in Bitcoin or in the S&P or the NASDAQ, which kind of coinverse. But yeah, that's what we need to be prepared for. Still a major possibility of that happening. We are in a major... All right, guys, we're in a major bear flag inside of a major bear flag. What do you mean, expert? Okay, why are you so bearish all of a sudden? This is just something that you guys have to understand, okay? We are in a bear flag inside of a bear flag inside of a bear flag. What do you mean, okay? Well, let's draw it out real quick. Guess that works, right? So here's the bear flag that we're currently in. This is the larger time frame. This is the daily. If we go down to, let's just go to the 3-hour, for example. If we go to the 3-hour, we'll put it a little bit higher so it makes sense. All right. Go to the 3-hour. All right. So we are in a bear flag, right? We talked about how bear flag has adverse price. You have to understand being in 3 bear flags at the same time is not looking too good for Bitcoin. We need a lot of momentum to break out of this. And the fact that, you know, stocks aren't going to be doing so well, Bitcoin isn't increasing in volume, and, you know, it's not looking so hot for the long-term returns on Bitcoin. I still do see some sort of bounce coming here in the short term if they do want to pump price up, but we have to we really have to break out of this 30K and consolidate. We talked about that earlier today. We weren't able to see it. When we do consolidate at that 30K area, we need to make sure that we hold it and we're able to at least recover some of these candles that we see up here, or else we are going to be going down. But yeah, we're in a little bear flag paradox right there, and the movement that we could see from this bear flag right here, right, probably are going to see some sort of at least this 33,200 level in that mini bear flag, and then if we go into the larger one, let's go to the larger one. You normally recover around 60 to 70% of the top to the bottom of this flag. Right, this is just a little chart pattern that comes in handy sometimes, right? So this has us going to 29K, right? Let's measure this one out. Oops, I had this all done beforehand, guys. I was looking for my chart. Sorry for the little delay. I'll do a video on this possibly tomorrow. And then this one has us going to 24,500. Pretty accurate, right? Pretty accurate. We do have support, guys. If we go in the longer time frames, we do have this sort of support level that everyone's been talking about, which is this 24,500, but we normally only get around 60% of it. So this would put us around the 28 to the 27 K area percentile. So make sure to keep that into consideration. All right. So let's go into some altcoins. All right. I know a lot of you have probably been looking into Ethereum. I know you got a lot of Ethereum fans out there. Ethereum did not have too much support to hold up price. This is why we saw such a large dip to the bottom or to the downside. We came up fast and then we fell down fast. We have to take that into consideration. This is my other chart. I think this is my chart here. Let me grab this. Another monitor. Let me turn that off. Yeah, this is it. Sorry about that. throw you over there. All right. But yes, this was the bear flag inside the bear flag. I already had this drawn out. We'll go back to it at some point in this episode. Yeah, but we saw that Ethereum did not have much support, right? It did not have much support. We really only had this main level support at this 2100 here, and then we also had this level support at 2340. We had a very, very fast descent down with Ethereum, but we do have some consolidation around this zone. But if we dip below this, what is this right here? This 2000 zone on Ethereum, expect a large push to the downside, right? We can climb up somewhat. I do need to see a lot of momentum in Bitcoin to really get Ethereum back up into these subpar 2200 levels to around this 23 or 2244 level. Right, so we're going to map this out. This is the range where I do think that Ethereum will go to, and it's going to be a hard time for it to break out, which is in this range right here. If we break down through this certain range that we are kind of bouncing off of, or we did bounce off of right now, right, which is the, let's map that out, the 2148, and we have this 2086 range right here. I have this mapped out. Not sure why it got deleted, but besides the point, right? We need to see price action break and hold above this range. And if we do break above and hold this range, we still had a volatile movement to the upside and expect a fast move to the downside. We want to see price consolidate here for a while, make some good support if we want price to hold. But it is looking like if we do have that dip with Bitcoin, we will be experiencing some lower Ethereum levels. All we really have is this one support here. And we have some sort of support around this 1900 level. But I do expect price to go back into the, I would say, sub 1800s to around these, 1700 levels if we do have a dip in Bitcoin. Not much support to be holding Ethereum up at the moment. So be very careful if you guys are in it. And if you're trying to buy long term, there's going to be some good prices in the future. We're going to go into Chili's real quick. I've been looking at Chili's quite often, but I wasn't able to get into much of Chili's today. We did hit this top resistance level. We drew these zones out. We knew that this was the range that Chili's was currently in. Boom, we came down to the support level. We broke through these. These were support. Now they're resistance levels. But right now we're just seeing price stand away in this little zone that we see right here on the 15-minute, which is between this 22 or this 23 cent area to around this 24 cent area is where Chili's is at currently right now. We do have a little mini range inside this range, which we can get into. Been a long day. All right, yeah. All right, what did you say? Let me take a break a little bit. You scoot over a little bit. Yeah, I'll look into Luna. All right, what else? We are emotionless in this channel, right? We are emotionless in this channel. All right, so make sure if you guys are looking into Chili's, it already has dropped a considerable amount. We did go down. How much was it today? It was around, I believe, 15% in total. Go June 8th. Yeah, we can just go from here. Yeah, around 11%. We go back another 5 hours. Around 15 to 18% is what Chili's has dropped in total. So we need to make sure to take into consideration that this has already pumped down. If you guys are looking at the Chili's right now for a buy, I would not. Which coin would I be looking at to buy? Which coin did I kind of call out in the Discord perhaps? It has to be Atom, right? Why did I like Cosmos? Well, if we look at Cosmos, right, it has volume. We see that it does have volume. And we do see that we did kind of break through towards a consolidation zone. This is what I'm looking for with these altcoins. They need to have volume. They need to have people that are willing to buy it at these prices, obviously. And they need to have people that are willing to trade it. But we already had a pretty sizable drop the past 2 days. There's a lot of hype behind Cosmos, as you guys can tell by their price action. Let's go to their price action here. This is the support I was talking about. Nice support here on Cosmos. But we only really have went down around 62% with Cosmos. Not too much from all-time highs considering the fact of the volatility that we see in it. But I do like to see that we broke above this 21 EMA and we're consolidating. We could make a push. If we do have some sort of push with Bitcoin, expect Cosmos to take a nice run up and break through this 55 EMA. I do expect that to happen. Also, it is pointing towards some bullish divergence here. We do have MACD flipping. We do have CCI painting a bullish divergence, and CCI as well. I have two CCIs on. But also we have broken out of this 50 EMA. We had the cross, and things are looking good for Cosmos Atom. I wouldn't say to FOMO into a buy order right now. We'll get into some levels to buy, but we need to make sure to watch out for exactly what Bitcoin's doing. All right. Yeah, we talked about this one in the Discord a little bit. So, you guys aren't in the Discord, you're missing out. Get some of the best calls in the Discord. Great community there. But yes, we do see a pullback in today's charts for Atom. But we need to really understand that we don't have much resistance to get up to these zones around this $12 zone. When Bitcoin was, let's see how long ago this was. So it was around 1 day ago. Okay, 1 day ago, this would be around, what's this? 1 day, that's 15% move. Let's go to Bitcoin's price. Let me go to Bitcoin's price not long ago, because it has the volume, right? If you have the volume, guys, you can do anything you want. A lot of these cryptos, if they have, good price action to the downside, but they're still holding up their volume, and Bitcoin gets a little bit bullish, this is the coins that I'm looking at kind of acquiring, right? All right, so here is yesterday with Bitcoin. Yes, around this area right here, which was around 33K Bitcoin. We did see Cosmos 12% higher than it was right now. It was like 20% not too long ago. But yeah, that's why I'm a little bit bullish on Atom. If we do have a price movement to the upside with Bitcoin, we could break through this resistance easily, and then we have these easy candles to recover, and then we have this resistance right here. If we break above this resistance, we got this one up here, which is a good gap in between there. That's 4%. We'll call this one a resistance too. That's another 4%, and then that's another 4 to 5%. Let me scroll up. Whoops. Yeah, around 13% wouldn't be a bad move for Atom. Yeah, there's a lot of these coins that are also pumping, but you know what? Don't pay them too much attention. But when we see Luna, okay, we've been talking about Luna all the time. I feel like the past few days, I haven't been trading it too often, to be completely honest with you guys. I'm just not the biggest fan of Luna. I did get wicked out a few times. It kind of pissed me off. I lost some money to Luna. Donated some money to these Luna people who just wick everyone out. But at the same time, it does have the volatility. I will be trading it if it was the only coin that was volatile. I'm not too familiar with Luna as I am with. It's a love-hate relationship with Luna. Not gonna lie. But I need to let me go, boom. Let me go to this. Okay, so we see that we broke above these EMAs right here, and we've been holding this consolidation. We've been consolidating around this resistance. We haven't even been consolidating around these EMA levels right here. It's been holding price beautifully. They do have a news event as well that has come out, and need to make sure to give Luna a little bit more attention. I will be following them a little bit more. Didn't have them charted out. Sorry about that. But we need to see some sort of price action above this resistance level. If we have a push with Bitcoin, expect Luna to have a nice push. But my guess on Luna is we're probably going to see around a 10% drop with a push down in Bitcoin. Right? How long ago was this, right? So just a few days ago, Luna was a little bit, same price, right? Kind of same price, even lower than it was right now. What price did we see with Bitcoin, guys? Come on. What price did we see with Bitcoin? We saw like a 5-10% higher Bitcoin when prices were higher for Luna, around the same level for Luna. So expect if we see a push down with Bitcoin, Luna probably will have a sizable push to the downside, but there will be a lot of whales that will just put in these large trades and wick you out with Luna. That's why I don't like trading them as often as possible. I mean, that's just the price you pay when you trade altcoins. It's fine, not a big deal. Still did pretty well today for the most part. Didn't trade Luna today. You still believe a real bear market in 1 to 2 months from now? I do. Imagine when we have a stock market that is going to fail, right? You know, people who predicted the 2009 market crash, right? Have you seen in the news how all of them, most people who predicted the 2009 market crash, know that this one's going to happen? It's just a matter of time, guys. It's just a matter of time. The clock is ticking. I know, I'm George. We're all George, and we could pretend like everything's okay, or we can short the market and make some opportunity from the situation, right? We're gonna be patient when we do short this market, and we're gonna be concise, right? We're not gonna short the market just yet. We haven't seen, the full potential of what the wrath is gonna be when we do have this market crash. I'm just saying to be prepared for it, right? We could have a bad turn down in the NASDAQ, in the New York Stock Exchange tomorrow. So that could be something that can be letting us down in price action on Bitcoin. If we don't see that happen, expect price to go up with Bitcoin. All right. KSM, not too interested in KSM anymore. We still do see some price action, right? We still do see some price action, guys. This is on the 1 hour chart, 5% moves in 1 hour with KSM. It has been doing some good price action, but we're just chilling in this range right here, resistance, support, right? Imagine if you guys just played off of this one's resistance and support, short, long, off these resistance and supports with a tight stop loss, you would have been doing very well. We can go on the lower time frames and we'll see that we do have resistance in these areas. We did dip below this EMA level. So if we do break out of these EMA levels, I don't think that KSM will have too much of a run up. We'll probably see 5 to 10%. Maybe 20% depending on what Bitcoin's going to do. But then we'll see this thing come down very, very quickly. Not too many people have been buying into KSM and holding. Guys, look at this wick on the 15-minute, right? Let's go to the 15-minute candle. Let's go to the 4-minute, right? Just to show you guys how dangerous altcoins are and why you need to learn how to trade Bitcoin before altcoins. Right, what is this? A 4% wick, 4.4% wick in around 4 minutes. Probably on the 1-minute chart, you can see it. Yeah. 1-minute chart. This is just whales playing shenanigans here, guys. This is just whales playing shenanigans, right? On the 1-second chart, some guy put in an order with his bot program. He said, everyone who's trying to long, get out of here. I'm going to short and then long and then bring that price back up. Yep. All right. So we saw that with KSM. What else are we going to go through? AAVE. This is a coin that I'm also looking at for some nice price action. This coin has not really seen too much from all-time highs. We really just have seen this thing kind of consolidate and pump over the past, over the past weeks. But yeah, what's it? The price from all-time highs around 54%, right? Around 54% from all-time highs. We know that most coins are down 70, 80%. AAVE. No offense, it's not, it's not more spectacular than some of these coins that are down 70, 80%. Let's just be honest. They might have the hype now, but when the hype does die down and we do have some sort of bearish push, this thing is going to fall and tumble pretty hard. We're just a little bit more honest here on this channel. We will be looking for a breakout with AAVE, but the volatility, right? Let's go back to the 16th of June, 15th of June. Price was around the same levels and Bitcoin was a little bit higher in these areas, a lot higher to be completely honest. So it is at still a high point right now. We are holding this support level very, very well, which is around this 270, 295 level, I guess, to around this 282 level is just kind of the range. That's the resistance, that's support, low time frames. But if we do drop through these supports, let's go in the longer time frames here. We are looking at a sizable drop, at least down to this 200 level. That's a pretty big drop, guys. It's a pretty big drop. That's around 25% that we could see AAVE go down to if we break through this resistance level. AAVE is another one of those coins that a lot of people trade, and it's extremely volatile. But when we do see that price action downwards with Bitcoin, we will see a large push. Who knows if they can bring us a lot higher with AAVE. Who knows if they're going to pump up these altcoins, but I can tell you right now that there's not enough volume in the market for us to really reach these extremely high Bitcoin prices and altcoin prices. People have gotten burnt. People don't want to buy anymore. They don't have enough money to buy, and until we see that, we're not going to believe it because it's just not showing. And when it does happen, we'll know and we'll be able to really capitalize off that situation. But until it happens, it's It's not here. And there's no denying that. We could still get some sizable gains with these altcoins. Bitcoin dominance as well is up quite a lot today, right? Like I said, Bitcoin dominance, yeah, it's pretty important, right? I mean, you can kind of just tell in the charts, right? Oh, Bitcoin dominance is going up, and Bitcoin dominance is going up. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance is pretty important, but for the most part, you can kind of just see it. It was up around 3% today, making a nice recovery, and we're probably going to see this trend continue. We did test this 55 EMA with BTCD. Kind of cool to see that on the 1 day. If we do break above, this could be the push that we see here and maybe make a trending upwards push. But we're still at 45. Not that low, guys. We're not that low. If we go into other bear markets, we can't actually compare those with BTCD, in my opinion, so we're not. But we do see some sort of uptrend continue around the $46, $47 area with BTCD. If we get to those levels, who knows? We might repeat the past and just continue that uptrend. But it's a different market than it was back then, so we're not gonna go into that too much. I do expect a pump maybe later this year, right? Maybe later this year we'll see one. Sushi also doing 2% right now. Let's go to the shorter time frames. All right, we'll go into comp. Okay, I see it. We'll go into comp. 17 was the tested, 22 mainnet. We're live. All right. Sushi, nice recovery. Sushi gets traded a lot, but thing with Sushi is we need to make sure, right? Longer time frames. I actually have not been looking into Sushi too much. Right, what did we see? We broke above these EMA levels. Look at huge pump, momentum shifted all the way above. Normally when we break down through these EMA levels, what happens, guys? What happens, okay? What happens with these EMAs? Large candle down, right? We test large candle down, right? We test large candle down. A lot of volatility on the longer time frames at these EMA levels. Look at what we did to push down below these EMAs. Look at this little move that Sushi made here. What is this? Around 40% in the past, you know, what was this? 12-hour move? Jesus Christ. But yeah, we saw that happen with Sushi. So expect maybe a strong move to the downside or a strong move to the upside with Sushi. It's going to be one or the other around these EMA levels. That's what we see. But they're obviously not as big as they once were because there was more money. There was more money in the market. I know a lot of you guys are still denying that out there, but there was more money back then. We're just seeing the volatility kind of slow down. We still see it to some extent, but it's nothing like, you know, what it was back in May, back in the good old days. I mean, guys, the best days are yet to come. I can promise you that with the cheapness and price, right? It's either the prices are so good, you know, Bitcoin's going to 100K, you know, life's great, or it's, you know, these coins are really cheap, life is great. I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it, I guess, but I mean, everyone likes altcoin season and a little bit more. We can agree on that. I'm not seeing much price action with Matic. Nothing that makes me want to bite into Matic. I have been looking at it, I would say frequently, but nothing too much with Matic. I'm not the biggest Matic fan anymore. Bitcoin is at this 33K level as of right now. We need to see Bitcoin, right? We need to see Bitcoin smash above this. It'll take a lot of volatility to break out, right? If we can't break out of this 33K level and we can't form this W pattern to break out, don't expect one, okay? Don't expect one. I'm on Bitstamp. What the hell? Bitstamp, guys. You guys need to use the BTC USDT. Right? So if we could break out, right? This could be some sort of W pattern as well. Right, break out to the upside, or right, could be just a fail pattern where we break down to the downside. I do see a lot of volatility coming into the markets tomorrow. If we do have a bad New York opening, expect it. I mean, watch out for it. Don't expect it, right? You guys need to be patient when you're buying, when you're selling. I don't care if you're holding long term. If you guys want to, you know, increase your profitability, you got to be patient. You have to be calculated. You know, you're not just FOMOing into trades. You're not just FOMOing into, you know, buying a coin. The more patience, the more research you have, the better it will go. I can promise you that. But what do I mean by that? Okay, we're going to be waiting for exactly the signal tomorrow morning on when that market does open, because I can promise you we will see some volatile movement tomorrow and throughout this next week. Oh my gosh, tomorrow's Saturday, but yes. We need to see how Monday actually plans out. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. Been up quite a lot. All right, so what do you think of R? I do like R privacy coin. It's great. Too many got burned. Volume reflects that crypto suicide. Indeed. Sad. Engine coin. Oh, I have been using engine coin quite frequently. Do think I have it up in my... Yep, here it is. Boom. Engine coin. What happened with engine coin today, guys? What happened with engine coin? Well, we were looking at these levels with engine coin. These were our supports and our resistances. When was this? June 8th. All right. So what? We dropped around 16%, 17% in around 20 hours. Look what happened, guys. Look what happened. Boom. Down to the downside. Engine coin was too pumped up. We didn't have that much resistance or support. We talked about this. When coins don't have too much resistance, they don't have too much support. We have these large price movements. What happens, right? They come back, right? What happens, right? They come back. We just see the mountain, form again, right? Just a mountain forming again. That's normally what happens. If you guys look at these altcoins, right? What do they look like? They look like large mountains. All of them look like large mountains. Give me an altcoin that doesn't look like a large mountain, or give me, 20 of them. Highly doubt it. Some of them just look like, just go straight down, but a donkey coin, right? I mean, we have to understand that when we have this happen on the shorter time frames too, especially when we haven't had a pump with these altcoins in this much time, how are we going to go straight down and then straight back up again? Because this is what people actually think is going to happen with Bitcoin. When you go straight down, it takes a while for you to recover and pump back up, right? It takes a while, and we haven't seen the volume support it. We haven't seen really, the total wall addresses, the total influx of newcomers into crypto support that. So even on the shorter time frames, to come back to that, on the shorter time frames, you need to make sure, okay? You need to make sure. What's the support and the resistance levels? Was it a volatile movement? Because if it was, and if Bitcoin is looking bearish, I guarantee you that, 99% of those coins, unless you're trading a coin that's a meme coin and goes up 400% for having some Pokemon NFTs, well, that was actually a great short, but you had to wait for the right moments on that. Still a lot of volatility, but you need to make sure, to really take into consideration how volatile is this token, where the EMA is at. This is just the simple stuff you can get into. What are the divergences showing, and what importantly is Bitcoin showing? Because if Bitcoin breaks down and this coin has a volatile movement to the upside, it will break down to the downside. And when we have Bitcoin pump up and we don't have some of these altcoins pump up too much, right? And they finally do pump up, guys, it's not like we can just magically go to the upside. It's gonna take some time, right? It's gonna take some time. We might go down a little bit more. That's kind of the consensus of today's episode. Do you actually hold any coins on a cold wallet? I do not. Compound, please. Sorry, my bad. I do have comp. It's on my yellow list. It's on my yellow list, okay? Wow, guys, wow, look at Compound. It's about to break down. Great coin. Thank you. I'm going to add this to my watch list. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow. So it's only down 55%. All right, guys, so this is how I evaluate a coin, all right? Let's get into the thought process behind how I evaluate coins, okay? So we see all-time high. Let's go to all-time high to exactly kind of where price was at today, around 56% down. Most coins are down 70, 80%, right? As they should be, because Bitcoin's down 50%, 60%. So all coins really should be, from a theoretical standpoint, down, more than that. But what do I see with comp? What's the first thing that comes to my brain, right? We got to find the supports. We got to find the resistances. Next support, next resistance. Boom. Easy indicator. Easy strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys. Obviously, do not trade with it unless you guys aren't comfortable and you haven't been using it for more than 2 weeks and actually more than 200 hours back testing, figuring out exactly when the best entries, exits, all of that good stuff is in play. Don't want to see you guys just FOMOing into a strategy, knowing nothing about it and just buying at random places because you don't understand market structure and you haven't read the goddamn book. But yeah, besides the point, right? here's our resistance level, right? We have this resistance. This is on the 12-hour, right? You get resistances and supports from the higher time frames. Could you please cover Matic? Hell no, it doesn't have volatility, man. I maybe buy it when it's at lower prices. If we do see volatility increase, I will. I kind of went over it a little bit. If you want to rewind, but yeah. On the longer time frames, we broke through this support. Probably going to see these EMAs. You know, these EMA levels, by the way, these are the 21 and the 55 EMA. It shows trend, right? A lot of people use the 50 because a lot of people use the 50 in crypto. It depends on your forte. I normally do use the 50 as well. But just making this one as simple as possible. 21, 50 shows trends. They're used as support and resistance levels. If we're below them, it's resistance. If we're above them, it's support. If we break through it, we have a volatile move to the downside. Boom, right? We break out, volatile movement to the upside. Break down, volatile movement to the downside, right? We test, we can't break through, volatile movement to the downside. So if it happens on the shorter time frames as well, guys. Oh, that was bad. But yeah. For example, we have this resistance level right here. We need to make sure, right, that if Bitcoin does have a price move to the downside, this is on the 1 hour, right? Let's actually measure this out. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place. Right, what is this? That's a 20% move to the downside, just for recovering these candles that we see here on the left side of the graph, which I can guarantee you, right, as quick as it comes up, what happens, guys? As quick as it comes up, it comes down. Look how fast that went up. Look how easy these candles are for it to recover if Bitcoin just cooperates. So we could see a volatile price movement to the downside. We hit bank right off this resistance level that we've had in the past. Guys, look at that. Beautifully off that resistance that we've had in the past, which this indicator clearly demonstrates it. We're on 12-hour. So we know that we hit that resistance level. Didn't do too well for Bitcoin. My other computer just turned off. Need to turn it on. Turn this one on too. All right, whatever. But yeah, we need to make sure to understand resistance support levels are extremely important. And the fact that we saw this breakdown through the support level, we need to go to Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing in price? It's not at a for sure breakdown just yet. We haven't broken through this trend. We're still in this, you know, kind of bullish formation, or bullish little push, momentum push in Bitcoin. But we know that we're still in 3 bear flags on the long term. Remember the bear flag inception, right? We're going to come back to compound, okay? Because this is actually a really good opportunity. I'm very happy that you share this with me. But yeah, we have 1 bear flag, right? This is the 2nd bear flag, and then this is the 3rd bear flag right here. So we're in bear flagception right now. And yeah, at some point, we're going to have a dip with Bitcoin. And if we do break out, right, we have our coins that we are looking for on these breakouts. And it's a win-win situation, but we're preparing for the downside because we are in 3 bear flags. You can't deny that. You can't deny that volume's dying down. So all of you bulls, right, that are just mega bull, you need to be emotionless, get your head out of your ass, and make sure to, you know, prepare for both sides. You don't want to get screwed over. We are testing on the 1 hour, the 21 EMA. So that's kind of good to see, but we do have that resistance right there. So who knows? Probably going to break down. If we do break out, we still do have this top of this little channel here. Just don't want to see, if we do see a volatile movement, we said we want to see consolidation here. But besides the point, me getting off topic, right, on the charts, we need to see some sort of movement with Bitcoin where we reject these current levels that we're at right now. We break through this bear flag and we have an engulfing candle to the downside. That's a great indicator to get into a trade, right? You want to see an engulfing candle that shows downwards momentum, right? A full candle that engulfs some sort of bullish candle, right? If we had an engulfing candle that was like this big happen and then we broke through, that'd be a great time to enter in, and then enter in on a retest. If we do have a retest with a stop loss around, let's say, just say 33K, you throw one at, and if it dips below to these levels, right, we'll throw another level right there. You're going to be moving up your stop loss behind it. You're going to be moving up 50% of your stop loss behind it, and then another 50 at a higher price. But you need to make sure to, you know, do your TA on your own for these stop losses. But if it does break down, we're going to go back to compound, right? We do see that compound is kind of pumped up, right? Guys, look at these candlesticks on compound. We have this huge movement, huge movement, huge movement. We see a downtrend with Bitcoin. This thing is going to fall. it's going to fall hard, right? We know that we could easily see some sort of 20% movement with compound. This could probably even happen within like the next 2 days, whatever it might be, 3 days. And, you know, that's something that you're not aiming for 30%. You're just aiming for even 2%, guys. Even 2%. 2% a day is amazing. You guys are outperforming literally 99% of 99% of other people that do trade in crypto. If you just make 2% a day, you're actually probably outperforming 99.99, because 2% a day is extremely hard to make for most people. But you need to make sure to know that compounding gains, if you make 2% a day with $1,000, you'll have, I believe it's like $1.4 million. But, you know, you guys get too greedy, you aim for 30-40%. That's just showing you an example of if we do dip that far, if Bitcoin does take that dive, we can get down to those levels, right? More realistically, if Bitcoin does have a dip, right, we are looking for, you know, this 378 level. We are looking for this, you know, 358 level. We're looking for this, you know, 330 level. And we're going to be looking for these levels, you know, while we're looking at Bitcoin. We're not going to be getting too greedy. We're not just going to be like, I'm going to put in my goddamn short and I'm going to wait till, you know, 24% profit because this is what I want to do. It's not how things work if you want to be successful. You have to wait for Bitcoin to make that opportunity, to show that momentum to the downside, to show some confluence in some indicators, right? We see that this bearish MACD, we have CCI showing bullishness. We actually have a breakthrough on the RSI on the 1 hour. And we have a bottom on this BBWP indicator. You guys could all screenshot this, use these indicators. These are showing, right, we're breaking through. We are having a bullish divergence. We're having bullish divergence. We are bottomed out, going to have a push to the upside, bullish divergence. We're probably going to have a push in the next hour, right? Probably going to have a push in the next hour. If not, we'll just consolidate around this range. But we, you know, we got to make sure not to FOMO into these trades just yet. We want to see all of those things kind of calm down and then push to the downside. But yeah, when they do, you know, let's go on the daily. The daily looks bearish for the most part. Actually, daily looks a little bit bullish. I think it was 12 hours I was looking at. Or was it? Here. 2 hour looks a little bit bearish, but for the most part, most of these time frames are looking a little bit bullish in the short term. So could expect a move up. But with that being said, right, we need to make sure to catch the downside. Let me delete these. All right, so I can map it out and show you. Already a 42-minute stream. Just me yapping. Yeah, I'll get these streams a little bit better. I've been extremely busy today. Busy every day, so welcome to my life. Emotionless. You guys better be emotionless, right? So we break above this resistance, right? We still have this resistance that's currently here. We talked about the upside. We could recover these candles, right? We could make another push up to here around this 34K level. If not this 34K level, I would say we could form a new resistance around this 34,300 level. So this is, you know, we are showing bullish momentum. Right? We can see that we are showing bullish momentum. But if this consolidates and we don't fully have that push in momentum, right? We just kind of consolidate. We have a little leg up. We're probably going to go down, right? Volume's low, volume's a scam. No, it's not, guys. All of these indicators, if you use them by themselves, right? If you're just using one indicator by himself, it's not going to work the best for you. I would just saying, you know, I'm not trying to barrage you guys with indicators, especially if you're new. Just use RSI plus moving averages plus resistance and supports, and, you know, study them, watch videos on them, and then create your strategy with them, which is, you know, we're using these resistances and these supports as levels where we can tell if we're at this resistance and we're showing bullish divergence, could look like a good time to break out. Right? But we need to make sure that we see that breakout. We see the momentum in the volume as well. We see the momentum in multiple things that you have on your charts called confluence. But yeah, I do expect some sort of movement. If we do break out of this and we just don't continue to consolidate, we'll probably have a move to at least this 33K area. But then we do have this candle right here, which could easily be recovered. And that's around That's around 33,700, and then we do have this 34K area. So that's the upside, right? The downside is, right, we're still in this bear flag, right? We're in a bear flag instead of bear flag instead of bear flag. But yeah, we could push, we could keep on pushing up here. But I do expect at some point we are going to push down. And once we break through this support with enough momentum, we didn't have enough momentum here, right? We didn't have enough momentum here to fully break down, right? We could have this move happen, but we need to see enough momentum. We need to see enough bearishness in all of these sort of indicators. That's just a good sign. Sometimes the whales will just automatically push price down, but for the most part, right, these indicators will give you a fairly good, suggestion. Like, look at, we're showing bullishness. As you guys can see, we'll draw the divergence, bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence. Even draw this one from down here, right? Go like this. This is how I'm looking at the charts, guys, and I'm looking at a bunch of indicators. Bullish divergence, right? This is bottomed out, right? What else do we see here? Right, bullish divergence. Don't see much bearish divergence in the charts, right? And with these MA levels, right? If they break through, that's terrible bullish divergence, guys. Sorry about that. If we see these EMA levels break through, right? If we see these break through, they go downwards. That's how we know it's bearish. We have these EMA levels pull off something like this. Bearish move, they crossed, right? Bearish move, they crossed to the upside, boom, bullish move. And we can see that in the charts as well. They cross, boom, bearish move, they cross, bullish move, right? And we had them cross, we had this bullish move, but if, RSI keeps on climbing, these MAs come on, or keep on getting closer and closer, and we have this, price all the way up here, RSI all the way up here, RSI up here, we are at a high point where we could take this another dive down. As you guys see how RSI moves, we're in a volatile market, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And that is due to the volatility, right? We are kind of reaching the overbought zone. Technically, we are in the overbought zone. If you guys think that the overbought zone on the RSI is this zone and this zone, all right, check out Harmony 1 and Chainlink, I will. But we are looking there, boom. The 50, right, this 50 level right here is the middle, right? So technically, you are overbought. If you're above this zone, you're oversold if you're in this zone. That doesn't mean FOMO in, right? What that means is just giving you an indicator that, when we're above this 50, we break down more. When we're below this, we break up more. And you guys can see that in the charts. This is the super oversold zone. This is the super overbought zone, if you want to think about it that way. But yeah, we want to make sure that we see those MAs cross. We can kind of use them as confluence in this by comparing them and using multiple indicators in a strategy called confluence. But yeah. So we're seeing an RSI. If we bounce off that bullish divergence, expect another push up. But when we break through this, okay, when we break through this little red trend line right here with the RSI, expect a push to the downside. Look at, we did it right here, but we bounced back up. We didn't have enough push, but expect a large dump to incur when we do break these trend lines. Let's just show that little example right there. Just draw some trend lines here. Boom, broke through, large downside, right? You guys are just drawing simple, trend lines, simple divergences. But yeah, you get it. Same thing goes for these indicators. Momentum indicator, RSI is kind of, I guess you can say momentum at the same time, a little bit different though. Just watch some videos. We got to get into some more cryptos and we don't have that much time. But yeah, our downside movements, we break through, we buy. Once we see these oscillators are high, and they do have some bearish divergence, where bearish divergence is just the opposite of bullish divergence, right? We see price trending down. We see MAs cross. We see, MACD flip to the downside. This is flipping to the upside. We see this BBWP at the top. We see CCI on a downtrend with bearish divergence. There you go. But what are we looking at with Bitcoin on the downside? We talked about it. We break down and we see some good opportunities to buy here. And we need to see at least a few different confluences in our strategy. Confluences, like we talked about, multiple indicators, right? We just went over it, so remember that. But we want to see confluences pointing to bearish divergence. Currently, we are showing bullish divergence and we're at the, the top of this resistance. Let's go to the last time, for example, just to show you guys this. The last time we were at the top, right, we showed some bearish divergence. right? We did break down off this point, off of this top part right here. You see 8th of July, 21, 20 o'clock. We did break down off this point. And this is actually a hidden bearish divergence. Want to know why? Because price, I would say price is kind of around the same area. Some people wouldn't consider this hidden bearish divergence, but I would, and I'm going to tell you why. Look at how much RSI is higher around this area. You see this right here. This could be considered a hidden bearish divergence right here. So just throwing that out there, right? Taking that right there, boom, to here. Price really hasn't moved. This is the same resistance. So we could actually break down off of this as well. But we're getting little mixed indicators, right? We don't have a 100%, you know, this is going to happen right now. But we're waiting for when it does look like 100% this is going to happen right now. Then we're putting in our orders, right? You know, it could go up, it could go down, right? Yeah, it could go up, it could go down, man. But you want to put in your orders at the best times you can by using indicators, confluence, and just understanding the fundamentals of the chart. So you guys can be that 1% who do win, right? It's as hard as that. It is hard, right? It is hard. You guys have to be able to you know, put in the work, put in the time and effort before you waste your money because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just gambling away your money when if you did have your strategy down, you could be making money, right? If you don't have a winning strategy, don't put money into crypto, okay? Don't put money into crypto. It's not worth it, buddy. I can promise you that. You learn your strategy, then you put your money into crypto after you have it back tested, and then you make your money, right? You're just wasting money that you could be making by just going into crypto, trading without strategy. It's stupid. You know, you're not part of the 1% yet, buddy. You need to make sure to, you know, really have a strategy that's put together. But yeah, we need to wait for these indicators to really give us the positive signal to put in our trades. I'm on the 30-minute, right? You guys could be going on the 4-hour, right? 30 minutes, long time frames. We need to be looking at the longer or short time frames. We need to be looking at the longer ones as well. Right, we talked about the daily, looked a little bit bearish. If we do see a pullback, could see a pullback to the upside here, could be a hammer candle, but at the same time, we do have the little info, right? Not a lot of people are looking at the stock market and crypto because they're all brainwashed that, you know, crypto has nothing to do with the stock market. When if you look at price action with crypto, when we go up in the stock market, it doesn't really have too much to do with crypto. But when we go down in the stock market, all right, that's the big issue. We do have something happen with the price of crypto. Shanghai, Japan, basically all the countries' stock exchanges, they open up, you know, right now. They opened up like 3 or 4 hours ago. They're down 2%, down 3%. That's a large move for them to go down. So if New York opens and it goes down 2-3%, expect a large move to the downside with Bitcoin. We know that. That's in the back of our minds. That's a long-term type of strategy where, I mean, 12 hours, I guess you could say, but that's at the back of our minds. And we're taking that into consideration. We're setting our stop losses because if we get into a long and or if we get into a short, right, and we have a great day in the stock market, everything's good, right? Price will go up. If we have a bad day, we're probably going to see that price tear the hell down if we go down 2-3%. Yeah, that's just kind of a little update showing you that, you know, you want to wait for these indicators to line up for your certain points. You want to have market structure. Your support and your resistance are also confluence. You're using those with your indicators. If we're at a resistance level, we have some bearish divergence, right? We're at this key resistance level. We have bearish divergence. Same thing goes for bullish divergence, right? We're at this key support level. All of your indicators, 4 out of your 5 indicators, 2 out of your 2 indicators that you've backtested, because if you're only using 2 indicators, you better make sure that your strategy is successful before you throw money into it. You better make sure it is, because if you're not backtesting, right, you guys just go back into the graph, go, you know, I'm going to go look at, you know, how this performed out. Guys, I've done this lots of times. I've been trading with the same strategies for years. And want to know why? Because they work, because they have confluence, they have, you know, back-tested capabilities where I have a success rate on them. And you guys need to be doing the same thing yourselves. But make sure, right, if you guys are testing your strategy, don't just do 50 trades, don't just do 100 trades. To have a back-tested strategy, you need at least 200 to 300 trades back-tested in different market conditions. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? That's why EMAs are important for understanding as the 2155 show you uptrend, downtrend, consolidation, their support and their resistance. We talked about that. But yeah, for the most part, there you guys go. Little lesson on how to trade and become better. We'll be doing this in most streams. All right. So I think that, you know, probably going to be wrapping it up here soon. But downside movement, need to see a large push with momentum. Need to break this support or this resistance for the upside movement and recover this candle, which can easily be done. Normally, we recover these candles around 50 to 60%. They're called vector candles. Large price movement down. Volume is higher than the past 10 candles. That equals it. A vector candle has to be 200% higher. We do see that happen with this candle right here. I'll throw on a little indicator for that just to confirm. All right, these are secret indicators. I will be giving you guys indicators here. I've been working on them, tweaking on them. This one has quite a lot of code, so it's extremely slow because it's like 4,000 lines of Pine script. So it's pretty intense with the Pine script. If you guys are not familiar with Pine script, guys, if you want to trade, right? If you guys want to be part of the 1%, go learn Pine script. The art of trading. Look him up on YouTube. Watch his videos. But if you can code your own strategy, you need to understand your strategy. You're not copying code. You're just, you know, you're making your own indicators, which is your own strategy. That is how you guys will really, really deeply understand that strategy, right? Coding is incredibly hard, right? It's incredibly hard, but Pine script is one of the best languages for someone who is not familiar with coding. It's actually script. But it's extremely, extremely easy. I would say if you're a beginner, you've never even coded before, make your own strategy. Just do some videos on YouTube, the art of trading. If you guys really want to improve on that side of things, you're like, where do I start? What do I do? Watch those YouTube tutorial videos that guy has made. I think he has a paid for course, but you don't need it. There's a bunch of free stuff on YouTube. Yeah. But we want to see, okay, we want to see these red large candles right here. Vector, right? Here's another vector candle. Same thing goes up for this, right? This is a vector candle on the upside. Here's a large vector candle on the downside. Here's a large vector, right? We could see price, right? Let's show you guys how price, goes through these zones, okay? Large candle to the upside. What happens? Large candle, large candle to the upside, right? Boom. Large candle, right? Large candle to the upside, large candle. This is an engulfing candle right here. Engulfing. Boom. To the downside. This is what I want to see here. I want to see this happen, right? I want to see this exact move to somewhat happen where we have that engulfing candle. We have some large momentum to the upside, and then we have a large engulfing candle to the downside. That's what I want to see to really enter a short once we break this bear flag. That's how bear flags normally get broken, or that's how the ones with high success rate get broken, right? You want to see that engulfing candle. You see that pin bar, right? What's a pin bar? It's this, right? Just the pins off, a little bit of momentum. You put in another trade once it hits that bear flag that you have, basically just a channel that you're drawing, right? You're entering in there. But that's what I want to see on the downside. I might still enter in a trade if we see that, indicators are pointing to the downside, but I want to make sure, that I'm having a tight stop loss just over this support here. Same thing goes for the upside. We'll go over that real quick. Teaching you guys how to trade, right? I'm not giving you exact entries because you know what? I don't even know what the hell my entries are because we're not in a volatile zone, right? We are showing some bearishness, some bullishness. Have to really wait for tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, New York Stock Exchange opens. Might see some volatility tonight, but we'll see a lot of volatility when they open Monday. Yeah, Monday, guys. I keep on forgetting. I've been up quite a while. Yeah, tomorrow is not Monday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Shit. Yeah, you guys know you work hard when you don't even know it's Friday. Every day is a weekday for me. No weekends, guys. I do relax though, guys. I do relax, a few hours out of the day. Do relax. I do have a healthy lifestyle to some extent. Just it kind of hurts looking at 12 monitors a day. But besides that, pretty healthy. But yeah, for those of you that care. All right, so we need to make sure to look into some sort of push to the upside. All right. So we need to see that we have some sort of momentum in these indicators for the upside. We went over that. We went over those types of things. And I'm kind of getting a little burnt out here. So going to be ending the stream here soon. Lol, it's Thursday. Oh yeah, I know. It's not. I didn't know. It's Friday. So I'm going to be ending the stream here. Yeah, tomorrow's really important then on 9:30 a.m. EST. Look forward to that. So going to be ending the stream. Yeah, it's Thursday. Shit. But have a great rest of your day. Sorry guys, extremely tired. We'll be nice and rested tomorrow morning for a great stream.